wear their primary blue kits here on decision day. White numerals on the back, all blue head to toe. And we are underway. Match day number 34 from TQL Stadium. Medunian will try to get moving quickly straight up to the foot of Vasquez at the corner of the 18. Vasquez working against his former team. Bello comes over to poke it away. And it comes off of Vasquez, a throw-in for Atlanta. Atlanta's wearing their white strips with the toughest numbers in broadcasting. Gold numerals on the back. Bello will throw it in from the near side. Kubo intercepts. And now Cincinnati right back into their attacking third with a throw-in. The orange and blue work left to right for the first 45 minutes. Zico Bailey will come over to manage the throw-in and give it off to Kubo. Kubo swings it across the 18, but over the head of Brandon Vasquez. And you can see the way the sun is cutting across the pitch. Cincinnati has not played an afternoon game here at TQL Stadium since late May. And there are going to be some tough spots for defenders and goalkeepers today.
I think there's going to be tough spots for you as well. Myself with the sun going back on those white jerseys with those gold numbers. I think you're right when you talk about kind of position. I think it's more goalkeeping and center backs and full backs that are going to struggle a little bit with that just on set pieces. Beautiful afternoon though.
Yeah, absolutely. Weather has warmed up in the past few days. And a nice crowd is on hand for this match as Atlanta will throw it on the far side. They've not yet clinched a playoff spot. All the Eastern Conference matches just kicked off at 3:45 in sync with each other. And all the Western Conference games will kick off later today. But lots on the line. Atlanta can still play at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium if they get a win and some results favor them. And as long as they do not lose by 8 today and a couple other games go against them, then they will be playing in the 2021 MLS Cup playoffs. Caleb Stanko over to Matarrita on the far side. Stanko in the sunshine right up the middle of the pitch. Ronald Matarrita, since coming over from New York City during the offseason, been a mainstay at left back. This is his 22nd start. Of course, has missed some time with Costa Rican duty. He will join his national team again for World Cup qualifiers after this match. Medunian got around Barco, forward in the direction of Brenner. Tracking it down at the end line. Brenner back across the box. Vasquez back to Acosta. Guzan makes the save, putting it over the crossbar. That play was timed perfectly for the orange and blue, and they nearly jumped on top early.
I think the surprising thing in this is just Acosta. I think he can strike this a little bit harder if you may. He's about 7 yards from goal when he strikes it. Great cutback. Maybe a little bit further than that, but what a reaction. See it from Brad Guzan.
So we'll have the first corner kick of the match. It'll come to the right of Guzan. Acosta and Medunian head over to the corner flag. Medunian off a touch from Acosta, headed on by Tyler Blackett, but not on frame. And a goal kick for Atlanta. And let me a quick conversation there with Guzan and one of his defenders, Antoine Walks. One of the 3 center backs in this system for Gonzalo Pineda. You talked about it off the top. What Atlanta has done this season has been so impressive. 10 wins since August. They had 2 wins at the end of July and have 12 here in their final match of the regular season. Throwing on the near side will be for Bello. Comes in quickly off to Joseph Martinez, trying to get away from Caleb Stanko. Fell off to Bailey. Acosta back to Medunian. Kubo on the near side. Cincinnati into the final third. Across the 18. Vasquez was trying to find the header, just a bit too tall. Cincinnati able to keep it alive. Brenner all the way down to the end line. It's taken off his foot there by Franco. And Atlanta having a tough time escaping their final third before getting it out to Joseph Martinez across the midfield. Then Barco screaming there should have been a foul whistled on Cincinnati. It'll be played back in the direction of Vermeer. Now Cincinnati, after a frantic first few moments, will take a moment to settle in. Kubo and Bailey working near side. Kubo will cut inside. Back to Blackett. Tyler will switch it over to the near side and Medunjanin. There's Medunjanin off his chest. Dribbling forward, has Bailey running. Finds him in the final third. Bailey looking for a cross, deflected away. Well defended there, George Bello. Bello's clearance, however, comes out to the foot of Kubo. Matarrita looking long in the direction of Brenner. Off to Franco and into the midfield. Atlanta will try to work their way forward, attacking towards the Bailey in the first 45 minutes.
I think so far FC Cincinnati have done a good job of kind of disrupting Atlanta. They're not giving them a chance to build. This is really the most kind of calm or composed phase of possession Atlanta have had so far. FC Cincinnati, credit to them, have come out the aggressor, and again just another good interception by Zico Bailey just to give FC Cincinnati again a position and an interception when they've got numbers higher forward.
Medunjanin on to the final third. Brenner tapped it off, but it went to Bello. Medunjanin not able to catch up to the ball towards the corner flag, and those two will battle as Bello trying to keep it away from Harris. Brenner comes over and provides some assistance, took it out between his legs, and then Medunjanin asking for a foul, won't get the whistle. Stanko not able to take it away from Aruju. Forward up the near side, Viacia taps the ball forward and sets up a corner kick. Bit of misplay there from Gustavo, but he was able to keep it away from Joseph Martinez, who was closing in.
Aruju really with the piece of skill to get out of that press as well. Did very well, just calm and collected. End up turning and breaking that pressure, resulting corner kick now for Atlanta.
First corner of the match for the visitors. They played here in July, then these two teams met in September at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. A lopsided result in favor of the Five Stripes. Nima Sagafi is going to come over. The ball actually rolled off of the semicircle there by the corner flag. Now Atlanta on the service across the 18. Martinez just misses on the header. Inside of the 6, he was there. A good looking ball sent in by Barco, and Atlanta on their first good chance to score come up empty.
That's Martinez in between Viacia and Tyler Blackett. There's a massive height advantage for FC Cincinnati in that duel, but you saw kind of the athleticism of Joseph Martinez just to jump up. Not quite high enough, but for Atlanta, they get their first progressive opportunity in this half.
Of a free kick here for Cincinnati out in the midfield. Our injury report is cared for by Mercy Health, the official healthcare provider of FC Cincinnati. Michael Vanderwerf, his sports hernia. Nick Hagelin, a wrist injury. Jeff Cameron, his back. Ronald Matarrita, his calf. But the good news is he's out there today starting for FC Cincinnati. And Beckham Sunderland still recovering from the concussion suffered a few weeks ago. Matarrita cutting into the middle. Kubo on to Medunjanin. Now Matarrita as he works up the middle of the pitch. Kubo. Acosta from the far side. Corner of the 18. Trying to get around the defender. Crosses it in the direction of Brenner. Headed away and well defended there by Atlanta. Blackett over to Medunjanin. Cincinnati has controlled the possession early. Bailey. Towards the end line, Kubo. Kubo back across the penalty area. Got over everybody, but Matarrita's on the far side with loads of space. Takes his time, sends it back. Headed away by Bello. Falls to Bailey in the direction of Vasquez. Out to Medunjanin. Sets, shoots, and it goes just wide. Harris Medunjanin had time to let one fly, and he went for the far post. Just wide.
I think the most impressive thing, you talked about the possession too, but it's just the intent, it's the confidence that FC Cincinnati are playing with. You see, again, just composure from Harris Medunjanin. Takes a touch, looks up, just trying to places it in that bottom corner. Overhits it slightly, but so far, very impressed by FC Cincinnati. Again, it's not just possession, it's possession with a purpose. There's been a lot of unselfish runs in behind to free up runners and find space. And anytime that FC Cincinnati have lost the ball, just that attitude to try to get back into those positions to win it, it's been very, very impressive, just like that.
Medunian takes it right off the foot of Ibarra. And it was cleaned up all the way at the corner flag. And a foul's going to be whistled here on Yuya Kubo. Jordan knocking over George Bello, who remains down, grabbing his back. Marcelino Moreno, who has played 32 games this year for Atlanta, and a mainstay in the midfield with 9 goals and 5 assists, not available for this game. Here's a look at the contact on Bello.
I think Bello just understands again where Kubo's coming, where the pressure is coming from. Very intelligent on his part. He's kind of sandwiched in between the player and the sideline, so not much space to operate in.
Medical staff's going to come out to work on George Bello. Obviously, that would be a major concern for Gonzalo Pineda early. You can see Brad Guzan's come all the way out to talk to his head coach. 11 minutes gone, and there must be something that Guzan's seeing that Cincinnati's having success with, because the veteran, 37 years of age, out there talking things over. So Atlanta 12-9-12 on the season. They're 2-0-3 in their last 5 games. They have not lost since October 2nd at Montreal. And obviously concerned right now for the technical staff in the visitors' dugout as George Bello doesn't look to be in great shape.
He's just grabbing his hip, and I think that's really from that contact from Kubo. He just got a knee.
Brooks Lennon was dropped from the starting 11. Lennon started 30 of the previous 33 games this season. He's available on the bench, with Ronald Hernandez taking his place in the starting lineup today. And it appears he's one of the 2 guys who's getting loose right now. The other one's Jake Mulroney. There's one more look.
Yeah, I think it's, you can just see the contact. I think it's Kubo's right knee that just goes through the top of his hip.
Iacea with some pressure from Barco off to the foot of Vermeer. Vermeer started one of the 2 games against Atlanta already this season. He started the game here at TQL Stadium back in July. Blackett trying to clear it away, unable to do so. Then knocks the ball over to his goalkeeper, Kenneth Vermeer, and Cincinnati will march forward. Bello's back onto the match, but we'll certainly keep an eye on his hip as we move forward. Vasquez does well to get around his defender, Franco. Vasquez just outside of the 18, trying to beat his old teammate Brad Guzan, and got under the ball a bit as it sailed to the stands.
Well, again, I admire the confidence. A player that's obviously growing in form, but on this occasion, I think it's the wrong decision. As he looks up, you know, the angle's not great. He's got 2 supporting players. You see in your picture right here, Brenner and Acosta. The right decision was to try to serve it, but again, for a striker that's continuing to grow and develop, you can't be too critical with that decision making.
Antoine walks into the middle for Franco. Over to the right side, Miles Robinson, who will be joining the U.S. men's national team after this game right here in Cincinnati as they get ready for Mexico on Friday night here at TQL Stadium. Araujo not able to catch up to the ball at the end line, right there in that sunshine on the far side. Did you remember to roll your clocks back last night, partner?
I did.
Did it get you an extra hour of sleep?
The benefit of an extra hour is great.
Yeah. Ball across the middle. Atlanta will keep alive. Brought over to the near side by Rossetto. Back to Franco Ibarra. And onto the right side, Miles Robinson. Hernandez. Hernandez had the match tying goal when Cincinnati and Atlanta played here in July 1-1. Hawks. Back to Franco. Now Atlanta taking their time to try to set something up moving forward. Their only real scoring opportunity came on that corner kick that was misplayed in reverse by Gustavo Vallecilla to set it up. Quarter of an hour gone. We are scoreless here on decision day. New York Red Bulls, how about they scored in the first minute against Nashville? Their team chasing playoff seeding. Still don't have their spot locked up. So a big goal by Fabio early for New York in that match. We'll certainly be tracking a lot of games today. Nashville trying to lock up the 2 seed. They know they're a top 4 seed and will host a playoff match in the first round. And of course, New England, the Supporters Shield winners. And we'll be celebrating that later today. DC with an early goal as well, leading Toronto 1-0. Birnbaum with the go-ahead tally for United in that match. Here's Rossetto. Araujo in the direction of Joseph Martinez. And Tyler Blackett stepped in the way. Medunian tried to give it right back to Brandon Vasquez. Overhit it just a bit, and Vasquez was late in turning around to see the ball coming.
Well, I think you saw Harris's reaction. I think he was a little upset too. It wasn't intended to be a ball in the space. The intention really was to play at his feet, but was put with a lot of pace on that pass. And Brandon Vasquez maybe took his eye off it too.
Barco into the middle. Medunian deflects the ball, but it goes right to Joseph Martinez. Martinez outside of the 18. Medunian came from behind defensively and knocked the ball away. Martinez screaming for a foul. Won't get the whistle from Nima Sagafi.
I think it was Caleb Stanko that ended up coming in for the tackle, but I agree. I think Caleb got away with one just on that challenge.
Rossetto spins away from Vasquez. Barco looking for Martinez, held on to the ball. Bailey stepped to him. Good defensive job there by the youngster. And Atlanta will have to cycle it back to their center backs. Robinson in the middle to Ibarra. Onto the foot of Martinez. Double team. Try to flick it over his shoulder. Viacia holding it down defensively, but Atlanta able to keep the possession. Over to the near side. Bello has some room inside of the 18. Bello cutting back to his left. Bailey caught up to him and made the play.
Yeah, good defending. And again, just a chance for Zico Bailey too. He's another player. You talk about the development and growth of certain individuals on this team. Zico Bailey's definitely one of those players. The impressive thing as well is just getting into that position, moving your feet, getting your body across.
I think George Bello overthought things a little bit there.
I think that
he had the space when the pass came in.
Yeah, the problem was he stopped. You know, he kind of lost momentum. As soon as he stopped, Zico Bailey was in a position where he was kind of on his toes, ready to react. And as soon as George Bello took that touch, Zico Bailey slid across, got body position, and again, good reactive defending.
Medunian looking in the direction of Brenner. Knocked away by Robinson. Vasquez trailing, not able to get to the ball. Anton Walks did enough to hold him off. Barco with Kubo trailing from behind. Sends it on to the right side. Hernandez will push United forward. Araujo with some pressure from Acosta. Certainly a very fast pace to the first 18 minutes of this match. Rossetto.
I think you look at the chances. I think that chance again from Acosta is the best chance we've seen in these 18 minutes.
Only shot on goal so far. Stanko heads the ball on, but had a little bit of pressure there from behind as the foul is whistled on Franco Ibarra. And Brad Guzan actually cleared the ball away, and it went all bounced up into the stand. So Cincinnati will wait to get it back across midfield and put it into play. We roll on to the 20th minute here at TQL Stadium. Tom Glitter, Kevin McCloskey, our sideline reporter, Alex Steck, happy to be with you on Decision Day 2021. First time Cincinnati has hosted a Decision Day in their 3 years in Major League Soccer. Of course, at DC United, that memorable 0-0 match in which 2 players were sent off 2 years ago. Last season, a loss at Miami that put Inter Miami into the playoffs. Kubo not able to win the ball at the midfield, and here comes Atlanta the other way. Across the middle, Barco stays on his feet. 3-on-3 for Atlanta. Barco tried to go to his right, and Matarrita, who had gotten back, intercepts the pass. Good opportunity there for Atlanta. Comes up empty. Medunian forward to Kubo. Over to the near side, Vasquez. Vasquez sends it to Acosta. That game against DC 2 years ago, of course, kept DC United out of the playoffs. Acosta Hernandez is there. Matarrita ends up doing well to get a pass across into the 18. Bailey back behind Vasquez. Medunjanin looking for a shot, doesn't have it, switches it over and sends it back to Bailey. Acosta, Bailey looking for a shot, takes it. Zico Bailey opens his MLS account and Cincinnati leads 1-0.
We were singing this guy's praises. The other end of the field defensively, a good of a job he's done. We talked about his development and growth. This side in attack, look at this for composure. It's a good ball in from Acosta. Acosta again, ever aware of a supporting player. Feeds back in to Zico Bailey, and that is struck with confidence. What a finish from Zico Bailey.
And what a moment for the youngster from Las Vegas, Nevada. And a massive celebration from his head coach. And for Zico Bailey, at 21 years of age, has his first goal in Major League Soccer in his 16th appearance. Cincinnati, 6 shots here in the first 20 minutes. 2 of them have been on goal. And the orange and blue have jumped on top of Atlanta as we approach the midway point of the first half. Now, it would be very difficult for Cincinnati to play complete spoiler today to Atlanta, but they can spoil their hope for a home playoff match. And you know what? Regardless of all that, I think right now the orange and blue, they just want to have some fun at home, which has only happened once this year.
100%, Tommy. I think, look, that's the biggest thing. I think, obviously come out and playing for the fans. We've seen that throughout the season. There's been games, of course, where the players have left everything on the field, but there's also been times where it's been inconsistent. Your last home game, it's a beautiful day. There can't be any excuse. And I said, so far so good for FC Cincinnati. As far as just the attitude, that's what you can kind of sense. And just that work rate. And then once they've had the ball in possession too, there's been conviction. There's confidence. There's that additional, decoy run or that unselfish run just to open up a space or a lane. Yes. So the key, and just let me finish, and it's a long-winded kind of description here, but can they learn from this season? Can they learn to try to close out this game? There's a ton of time left, so let's not get too carried away.
Barco will be dragged down by Yuya Kubo, and Yuya's going to get a warning from the match officials. Nima Sagafi's counting his early fouls here in the first half, and a dangerous spot here for a free kick coming about 45 yards away. Here's a look at the contact. He's clipped his ankle. So Kenneth Vermeer will get his wall set defensively. I was going to say that assist for Acosta, his 10th of the season. Every time he tacks on another one, it just extends what is his single season record in his first season playing for FC Cincinnati. 24th minute, Atlanta now a chance to pull the match even. They have 3 guys standing over the ball. Ezequiel Barco, the youngster, at least appears to be the one who will take it. Ronald Hernandez walks away. Araujo is there as well. Barco with his right foot. Vermeer parries it away. Bounds out to the end line. Atlanta will have a corner kick, but Vermeer makes his first save of the match. And Barco will hustle over to take the corner, and he's going to be looking right into the sun as he sets this one up to the left of Vermeer. Second corner kick of the match. And you can see what Barco's dealing with. Araujo's come over as a decoy. Barco sends it into the 18, bounces across, and then Ibarra got under the ball as he tried to follow it at the edge of the 18. Franco Ibarra sent it up into the Bailey. You can see the supporters are fired up right now in the Bailey. Their side is ahead at home. Thanks to the goal from Zico Bailey.
This is the free kick that sets up the resulting corner kick. And Barco, again, we've seen this from him before. He's certainly very threatening from that position. Hits a lot of power, but Kenneth Vermeer reacted with a good save.
Tyler Blackett, an important touch, but it lands with Barco onto Araujo. Barco. Rossetto. Bailey steps in and intercepts. What a first 25 minutes from Zico Bailey. He's been strong. Medunjanin looking up the middle in the direction of Brenner. It gets to the Brazilian's foot. He'll tap it back to Bailey. Medunjanin. Over to Zico Bailey. Bailey knocked down by Araujo, and that'll be a foul whistled. Yeah, clear push there from Luis Araujo, the native of Brazil. Vasquez onto the near side. Medunjanin. Harris looking to tee something up with his left foot, inching forward. Instead goes to his right and Bailey. Kubo, edge of the 18, turns, tried to cross, comes out to Bailey. Back to Medunjanin. First touch, not great. Sliding in was Araujo. And then Atlanta played it forward, but Joseph Martinez hesitated for a moment, didn't make the run, and Cincinnati will be able to recover easily.
I think the disappointing thing from that last possession for FC Cincinnati that they weren't able to get the ball in the box. Madureira made a run across to support the other attacking players. I think at one point there was 4 or 5 players in the box, so legitimate targets.
Medunjanin looking long in the direction of Brenner. Walks shoulder for shoulder with Brenner, who collects. Brenner into the box. Kubo is there, and it's going to trickle out to the end line. And it came off of Yuya Kubo, so goal kick for Brad Guzan. Fans, don't forget to text Duncan to 762237 or scan the QR code on your screen before halftime to select the winner of today's Duncan race. If your favorite character wins, you'll be rewarded Duncan prizes to claim at your favorite Cincinnati area Duncan location. Scan now to see who will be the winner of today's race. Here's Rossetto. Onto the near side, Bello. Barco marching forward for Atlanta. No control right at the edge of the center circle. Ibarra onto the far side. Out of the back line, Miles Robinson. Atlanta will reset with their center backs over to Anton Walks. Bello. Back to the right, Miles Robinson. Araujo out wide. In the direction of Hernandez, it was poked away. It'll be a throw in for Atlanta on the far touchline. Ibarra and Araujo working over on the far side. Vasquez tries to collect, cannot. Comes out to Rossetto. Araujo went down. Barco collides with Caleb Stanko, and Atlanta's going to have a free kick about 10 yards outside of the 18. Looks like Lucho Acosta asking for an explanation. Let's take a look at the replay. And he didn't get the ball.
I think it's a clear foul.
I would agree, partner. 34 games in. See, we're back in sync. A couple times. We've had a few disagreements here and there, but we're back on the same page. Year number 6, almost over. Hard to believe. And now some pushing and shoving going on as Atlanta's trying to find their spot and get set up. Lucho Acosta, bit of gamesmanship standing over the ball. Now he'll have a conversation with Nima Sagafi. Lucho once again wearing the captain's armband. Back from his one-match suspension, served in the loss 2-0 to Philadelphia last Sunday. Saw the news this week. Next season will start February 26th. If FC Cincinnati opens week 1 at home, you better bring your parkas, folks. Kevin's going to be up here with his winter hat on, his mittens.
I was going to say, you're just going to get back from your winter cruise, right?
Man, I hope
your
so.
Expedition.
Well, I got to go to the beach house for a month or two and recover when the season's over. There's a shot, nearly an equalizer for Atlanta. And the flag went up, so it didn't matter.
Yep.
You see the quick restart there.
Yeah.
And the opportunity across the middle. And that was Anton Walks, who had broken free across the 18. So Kenneth Vermeer will set to put the free kick back into play. 31st minute with Cincinnati leading by a goal. Across midfield, headed down by Robinson. It goes right to Stenko, and Cincinnati will work left to right. Brenner tried to tap it off in the direction of Stenko. And Brenner came in to recover and gave it right back to Caleb. Brenner on the near side, working up the touchline. Well defended on the far side by Hernandez. Araujo in the direction. Joseph Martinez. Vermeer off his line to grab the ball. With the talented Joseph Martinez closing in. Acosta knocked down from behind. And this time the foul was whistled. And a bit of a conversation there with Ronald Hernandez. The best way to get your family to and from the game is in a new Sienna. For all Toyota offers, go to buyatoyota.com. Medunjanin back in the direction of Blackett. Cincinnati with a 1-goal lead thanks to Zico Bailey. Matarrita forward to Brenner, turns towards the 18. Good defensive job there by Miles Robinson. And Medunjanin and Acosta trying to win it back in the midfield, and a foul is going to be whistled. Actually, Caleb Stenko was there, it looks like, and Caleb Stenko just picked up a yellow card. So Stenko the first to be booked today. He sat on 5 yellow cards, 1 away from suspension for really months, and did not pick one up until today. Yeah, I said Medunjanin, I meant Stenko. So a yellow on Stenko and a free kick coming here for Atlanta. Let's go downstairs and check in with Alex.
Tommy, Atlanta United have 7 players from South America in their starting lineup tonight. Now, Lucho Acosta has 6 goals and 3 assists all time after that last assist to Zico Bailey against Atlanta. I asked him, what is it about scoring against them or performing well against them? He said, I always feel more motivation when I'm playing against my friends, especially Joseph Martinez.
All right, thank you. Certainly, he has had a ton of success against Atlanta, setting up that goal, as you mentioned. A couple other scores right now. Philadelphia on the road at New York City, leading 1-0. And New York City, wait for it, Kevin, has had a player sent off in the first half. So Philly has a man advantage, leading by a goal as they try to lock up a home match. And their seeding, they have a home match. They've locked up their playoff spot, but trying to lock up their seeding. New York Red Bulls still leading Nashville 1-0, and DC leading Toronto now 2-1. A lot of scores to keep track of here on Decision Day 2021. Zico Bailey wins it back for Cincinnati. Kubo trying to get forward, tapped off his foot, throw into the orange and blue. Medunjanin out into the midfield, right to the foot of Rossetto. Araujo. Stenko giving pressure. Barco. Bello. Not quite able to connect. Barco's pass a bit too long as Bello was late to recover. Medunjanin out in the midfield, Acosta, and it feels like Atlanta has grown into this match a little bit since Cincinnati scored.
No, I agree. I think, for them, they've at least had a chance to get forward. I think, again, credit to FC Cincinnati. They've defended well. I think they've managed those transitional moments.
Here's Matarrita looking for the cross. Mata standing on the ball. Deflected away as he tried to get a shot off. A corner kick coming for Cincinnati. And the orange and blue back on the attack the other way.
And just the last point on this as well, I think, FC Cincinnati, especially down this right-hand side, you talk about Zico Billy, they've defended very, very well. You look at the centre-back pairing of Tyler Blackett and Gustavo Vallecilla too. I've been impressed just with their understanding, just watching them off the ball too. A lot of communication between the two of them. And so far that defensive unit have been, solid.
Played out to Monterita. Acosta took the corner. Now he'll send it back. Acosta right at the end line with Martinez on him defensively. Acosta trying to dance away. Drops it back. Medunjanin turns, fires. Guzan makes the save as Harris Medunjanin had a great look trying to double Cincinnati's advantage.
As this ball's cut back, Harris Medunjanin, as he looks up, he's got a small window, and he finds the window. But again, Brad Guzan equal to that.
Here's Medunjanin across the 18. Tyler Blackett not able to find the header. Monterita over to Medunjanin. He'll send it back in the direction of his targets. Gustavo Vallecilla was trying to find it, and Brad Guzan did really well to reach and grab the ball.
Brenner was just coming at the back post too, unmarked. Credit to the goalkeeper. Brad Guzan, obviously very experienced player. He's already made some big saves in this first half, and again, I credit that to positive play from FC Cincinnati, putting this Atlanta team under pressure at home. The fans obviously hope and growing into next season would expect.
Yeah, no question about that. Certainly everybody expected more positive results here in 2021. Only one home win for the orange and blue. Blackett trying to send it over to the far side. It was deflected away. Cincinnati will throw it in. Atlanta will make sure they keep on the press. Trailing by a goal here with 8 minutes plus stoppage time remaining in the half. The hope here is here on decision day that we're not talking about next year, and that the FC Cincinnati's chasing a playoff spot, that they're trying to solidify a playoff seed like Philadelphia and Nashville are doing today. They know they're hosting, but they don't know what their seeding will be. Brenner back to Bailey. And that's where you hope to be down the last few matches 100%. Of the season.
I think it's. I'm sure we'll talk about it today and probably after this game as well. But as far as expectations, you've got to look at kind of investment and looking to try to fix some of the recruitment too. I think the positives you look forward to. You've got an experienced person in Chris Albright. It's been there. He's done it. I think right now he's going to have the resources to work with, and it's a hard challenge. It's not easy.
Right.
But
no question.
I think for Chris, I think everybody's behind him, and he certainly has that experience.
And he's excited to get the process going and start building the roster towards next year. Some of the contracts still locked up, so there's some guys that are guaranteed to be back next season unless there's a move to be made. Here's Barco. On the near side, Bello, edge of the 18, sends it across. Lucho Acosta swings his foot into the air and chops it away, but it goes out to the end line. Another corner kick coming for Atlanta. It'll be their third. So Barco march over to the near side. Lovely fall day here in the Queen City. Appreciate you joining us for our final broadcast of the season. Barco. Atlanta needing a goal to pull even. Serves it towards the 18. Over the head of Joseph Martinez. Again out to the end line. And to the far side, it'll be another corner kick for Atlanta. Came off of Cincinnati. It's interesting. Look at Brad Guzan all the way out to talk to the fourth official. Must be something going on down on the end line that Guzan's not happy about. He ran all the way to midfield.
Well,
no, I'm sorry, to talk to the assistant referee.
Yeah, we saw him running to the coach as well, right? So I think,
right.
Look, what you're saying is an experienced player that sees it, that understands how to manage games, manage referees as well. That's part of it, making sure that you communicate effectively.
There's another corner kick for Barco, completely mishit on the outswinging ball. Bello in preventative shape collects. Off to Miles Robinson.
I think when you talk about an experienced player too, it's he has to bring influence to this game and affect this game. That's exactly what he's trying to do. He's certainly done it with saves.
Across the 18, Vallecilla heads the ball down to Kubo. Nuya trying to get around, away from Ibarra, I should say. Ends up doing just that. Took a little bit of effort. Bailey and Acosta will work on the near side. Bailey will draw the ball back to Viacia. Gustavo looking long in the direction of Acosta, intercepted. Franco was there. Into the box. Back heel to Martinez. Out to Ibarra. Rossetto. Barco. And then Atlanta misplays the ball, and Brandon Vasquez comes over, but it takes a deflection off Bello. Now towards the midfield, the visitors will regroup. Barco. With Brenner trailing, Barco sent it towards the 18, but right to the foot of Vermeer.
Good defending. I think that the one thing about FC Cincinnati right now as well, and you talked about Atlanta trying to grow into the game, but they're very, very compact and making it very difficult for a game. Players that are talented, that work well in between spaces, they're making it very, very hard for them.
Health seems more important these days at Mercy Health. Your health has always been their top priority. Mercy Health, healthcare for the universe of you. Vermeer playing the ball long out into the midfield. Ibarra, as it was won back by Atlanta. 4 minutes plus stoppage time now remaining in the first half, with the orange and blue leading by a goal. Araujo to the edge of the 18. Caleb Stanko was there waiting for him. And then Stanko on the clearance. It deflects off of Luis Araujo out to the end line, and a goal kick for Cincinnati.
We saw Araujo and what impact he made the last time these teams played in Atlanta. If you remember, him came on and scored. In that game, if you remember, there was a foot race between him and Ronald Matarrita. It was the same thing again. Araujo turn on the jets. He's got pace. An exciting young prospect.
He joined Atlanta in August as a designated player. The Brazilian was a Sao Paulo youth. Cincinnati's Brazilian Brenner trying to advance the ball. Now to Medunjanin and over to Bailey. Vasquez making a run. Walks in his shadow. Vasquez turning towards the 18. Walks stays on him, and Vasquez has it poked away by Anton Walks, but a good job there by Brandon Vasquez to stay with it.
Yeah, he did well again just to use his body. And again, we've talked about just the profile of Brandon Vasquez, and he's got strength and he's got speed. There's times where he's just still trying to figure out how to use it, but this time felt the pressure of Walks and did everything he could really to open up space and time. Ended up getting a corner kick.
Well, a nice crowd on hand for the regular season finale, chanting FCC as the ball's rolled towards Acosta, sends it into the 18, out to Brenner, back across the penalty area, and cleared away by Rossetto. Vermeer will come all the way out to midfield to collect. Bailey was there in preventative shape. Medunjanin now left foots it forward. Atlanta with Barco. Costa trailing. Barco gets away from him. Now towards Medunjanin. His pass, though, however, lands at the foot of Tyler Blackett. You talk about roster decisions, and look, we're not privy to the contracts and the options and, you know, what choices Chris Albright is having to make. But if one of them is Zico Bailey, I think his play over the last few weeks has certainly locked up a spot for the youngster to stick around next season and maybe beyond.
Well, look, again, we, as you just mentioned, we don't have the details right, but I'll just put it this way. I think he's been very impressive this second half of the season. I think once he got a chance to get in and kind of get some sustained and consistent minutes, you saw a player that grew. I think today is a great reflection just of his performance so far. Just as I said that he's out of position.
Here's Bello across the 18. It took an awkward bounce. Barco wasn't able to get a shot off. It was intended for Joseph Martinez. Barco was caught off guard and wasn't able to get a shot with Vermeer diving.
That's the first time that Zico Bailey has been out of position. He made a bad decision, just the step he should have dropped. But recovered.
Bello will drop the ball back to Ibarra. Rossetto over to the far side. And Hernandez. Back to Miles Robinson. Franco marches forward. Ibarra on his left. Over to the near side, Bello. Bailey poked it away. Atlanta able to recover as Bello drew it back. And we'll cycle back to their center backs and over to the right side. Hernandez. Ronald Hernandez into the middle. Martinez. Araujo. Switching it over to the near side. Bello. Bello towards the 18. Swings it to the far post. Headed down in the direction of Araujo, but well defended by Cincinnati to poke it away. Then comes off Atlanta. It'll be an orange and blue throw in. Atlanta kind of shrugging their shoulders here, asking how that ball came off one of their feet. Anyway, Cincinnati will be happy to take the throw in as we roll into stoppage time. A minimum of 2 minutes of stoppage time here in the first half, with the home side leading by a goal. Deflection comes to Joseph Martinez. Played into the middle, Barco. Araujo trying to play the ball as he goes down, out to Barco. Barco looking for a shot. Turns, fires. It takes a deflection. Vermeer comes racing over with Araujo trying to find the ball. Vermeer will go down to the pitch to pull it onto his body.
This is good hold-up play again, and like I talked about, just the compactness of FC Cincinnati made it very, very difficult again to get a clear shot on goal.
Barco trying to thread the needle. Vermeer off his line, gets a deflection. Araujo was closing in, and Vermeer had to make a split-second decision. Got enough of the ball, and it comes off of Atlanta on the far side.
Tyrone Marshall right now is just trying to instruct his team just to calm down and kind of slow down the pace. I think Kenneth Vermeer, as he comes off the line, it's the right decision to come off his line. I think what he would have wanted at least is to collect that. He's got time and space.
I think he wants his guys just to play the ball forward and try to kill off the half and get into the dressing room with an advantage. Vasquez giving chase, walks, able to keep it alive for Atlanta. Maybe a few seconds left. Sagaffi glances at his wrist, puts his hand in the air, and a halftime whistle here in the Queen City finds the orange and blue playing for their fans today and leading by a goal. Atlanta United trying to chase a home playoff match. Unable to find the back of the net in the first